No. Uncle Jesse, no! Oh, guys, Chris.
No more rounds. No more rounds. Oh my God.
Gentlemen.
What?
Gentlemen, raise your beverages.
Okay.
This is an NXT party.
All right.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome, everybody, to the NXT party for episode number 61 of NXT UK. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And tonight, we have one special guest, Chris and Chris alone, the holiday. Mr. Mace, how is it going?
It's going good, y'all. How y'all doing tonight?
Could be better.
4 days of work, 10-hour days. We don't have to work overtime, and we got off of work, got to come home, watch NXT UK, and wasn't that bad, you know? Got 3 days off coming, wasn't that bad. And the fucking British Rounds match, man.
That British Rounds match.
Honestly, I don't know what I expected going into this, because what part of me thought that they could pull this off? After you looked up the official British Rounds match rules, and they confirmed that this was going to be 6 rounds, 3-minute rounds. That's 18 minutes and 30 seconds to catch your breath in between. So that's another 2.5 minutes. This is a 20-plus minute match, and what the fuck did I expect else? For some reason, I've gotten to this habit over the last several weeks or months of expecting better out of Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
But
I just expect better out of NXT in general. Like, maybe if there was two opponents that were actually more likened to each other, or more, I don't know.
We could tear into this match.
Yeah,
but that's the main event.
We're getting to that here in a little while.
And we're going to save that.
Yeah.
Let's start the show with the opening match, which was possibly a better match. Travis Banks versus Tyson T-Bone. And Tyson T-Bone hasn't had a win, like, fucking at all since, I think, his debut.
The only wins he ever occurs with me are his Hawaiian shirts, because they get more atrocious by every week.
I don't know what else to say. Commentary was saying he wasn't very lucky as a tag team guy. Yeah. And I'm like, hasn't really been very lucky at all.
As a single competitor, as a human in general.
Doesn't look good here because Travis Banks is definitely beating this guy.
Yeah.
Not that Travis Banks is anybody all that serious right now, but he's definitely beating Tyson T-Bone. Chris, what did you think about the opening match?
It was just okay. I was figuring, okay, he's fighting Travis Banks. He might actually get a win. Oh, he countered the slice of heaven. Oh, he might get it. No, he didn't. He lost. Shit. That's how I felt about the match.
I think it would have been really awesome if he somehow had, like, moved the roll-up over and actually got, pinned Travis Banks. That's something they could have built upon. All we ended up seeing in this match was Tyson T-Bone losing. Again.
Honestly, this does little to nothing. I mean, it does absolute shit for Travis Banks.
Yeah, there's no build to a story. There was nothing. It was just a win coming off of a loss.
The only outcome that would do anybody any good would be for Tyson T-Bone to get some sort of fluke victory.
Yeah.
You're right. But instead, he goes for a vertical suplex, and Banks counters it with a roll-up and gets a fruit roll-up victory. 1, 2, 3. And it was an okay match, but I have no other notes than just the pinfall, because at the very least I make note of how the pinfall happened.
Yeah. There was really nothing to this match. I walked in with little to no expectations, which is why if Tyson T-Bone managed to pull off the roll-up and actually get the win,
That would have been cool.
Yeah, because then you'd have that torture thing with Travis Banks going on. It's like, okay, I lost to Noam Dar at TakeOver. Now I'm losing to Tyson T-Bone. It's time to reevaluate things. It's time to become more aggressive. Maybe that leads to a heel turn.
I don't think he needs to be more aggressive. At the very least, he's aggressive. He's just not very entertaining to me, for one.
Yeah.
But effective for another. Like, he's just got these
And look,
kicks.
even then, he looks like he got injured by Tyson T-Bone. He's holding his ribs the entire time after the match.
He's a kicker. And that's why they call him the buzzsaw. But you know what? Tajiri wasn't just that one-dimensional.
No.
It seems like Travis Banks is mostly one-dimensional here.
Yeah, Tajiri had a lot of personality.
But
like,
that's fine, because Tyson T-Bone is very much one-dimensional.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have signature moves. He just hits you a bunch.
he's... You know how they always say you're all sizzle and no steak?
Have you noticed this? Like, name either a signature move or a finishing move for Tyson T-Bone.
No.
I
Well,
challenge anybody to leave in the comments his finishing move that you've seen from NXT UK.
That punch with the I guess he's got.
Oh my God, that's not a finishing move.
Yeah, he's got like a.
Move. And it's not a finishing move for Lacey Evans either. But you know what? I'll excuse it because she actually does moonsaults and shit.
Yeah.
She does an amazing moonsault at that. She stands on the middle rope facing the ring and then jumps up and twists to face the audience to the top rope and then moonsaults. Like, I will forgive the women's right because she could easily use that moonsault to get a victory, and I think she has.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a signature to back up having a punch as a finisher. He has nothing but punches and kicks. That's all he does. I don't even think I've seen him do a suplex before.
So we go backstage after this to Radzi, who gives us the important announcement that no one still knows where the fuck Tony Storm is.
Update. Tony Storm still isn't around. But you know who is around?
Nobody cares.
But you know,
Gallus is around.
Yeah, it's like Gallus is hanging out, though.
So you got Wolfgang coming up from his right, I think. Radzi's right. Stage left.
There's both kind of come in on both sides.
And Wolfgang comes in, and they remind him that they are still in the hunt for the tag titles. They didn't get pinned.
They didn't get pinned.
And that they consider themselves to still be the number one contenders. And I'd love to see Johnny Saint or Sid Scala comment on that. But in this case, we're just getting it made known that this is going to continue forward.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, because they should have gotten the one-on-one match. But then the titles wouldn't have ended up on the South Wales subculture.
Yep.
That's Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. And hopefully they are the transitional champions that is going to get the titles from them onto Fabian Aichner and Marcel Bartel.
Yeah. I'd be okay with Gallus getting them too if they end up just putting Imperium over on NXT for a while, though.
Yeah, but come War Games, when it's Imperium versus Undisputed Era, I'd really like to see Marcel Bartel and Fabian Aichner have, at the very least, the other men's titles.
Yep.
Would be the tag team titles. If we don't have a European title by then.
Yeah.
Please to God, Triple H, figure this out.
Or maybe have like that could actually very well happen. Alexander Wolf shows up over there and somehow manages to wrestle away the North American belt.
There's not enough room in the main event for everybody that deserves a title.
Yeah.
Because Jordan Devlin deserves a title. And he is the premier mid-carder.
I would love to see him win the Cruiserweight belt if they're going to be putting 205 over there.
That would be okay. I guess that could be a cool mid-card title that could go to the UK.
Yeah.
But still, they need a mid-card title. It just needs to happen. Every promotion's got a mid-card title of some sort.
Yeah.
Except in NXT UK. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
We're going on a year's worth of tapings.
Yep.
Or we're past a year's worth. That's 52.
Yeah.
Or 56, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got to think it took NXT a while, too, to get a mid-card title as well. So it just takes time sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, but they figured that out. That mid-card title has been amazing since its
Yeah, I was about to say, you have nothing but mid-card talent in NXT UK. It only makes sense to have and NXT.
Well, we could argue this day in and day out.
We're not even arguing. We're all agreeing about it and saying, give us another belt.
Some time. Let's not fill some time, though, because the next match we get features my favorite right now. Gotta be Rhea Ripley comes out, and, okay, she's ready for a match, so who they feeding her? In this case, again, an unknown. At least last time, who was it? Shax?
Yeah.
At least Shax we had seen wrestle before, even though she lost. In this case, Debbie Keitel is all new. And my notes on her is she's fucking hot.
Yeah, she is.
She's fucking hot, man. Like,
I mentioned that she had like this whole Rose McGowan meets Maurice meets Jenny thing going, which is weird because Jenny ended up playing a factor at the end. So.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
What are your notes on this match?
Rhea wins because the bitch slapped her.
Chris?
Twice.
Twice, yes.
What did you think about Ripley versus Keitel, Harvey's granddaughter?
Easy squash match for a win for Ripley to keep building her up, but what are we building her up to? A rematch for the NXT UK Women's title? Or are we building her up for a matchup for the NXT Women's title? We're not sure yet.
Either or, I think it looks like they're turning her babyface possibly, so maybe Kaylee Ray. Eventually. All of this is eventually. I feel like if Rhea's going to vie for the championship, the match needs to take place at a takeover. The closest takeover is going to be War Games.
Yeah, I think
that's take a while.
I think that's where she's going to face off against Baszler.
But my notes on this is more, I see a little bit of a story here. I feel like Rhea's not just there to show dominance necessarily. She's there to keep ring shape. Like, she wants to have a match.
Yeah.
And she finds it a little funny, the size difference mostly, because she keeps end up shrugging this girl off, basically. Just throwing her to the wind.
Yeah.
Like, twice. But then, I guess she just gets infuriated that Rhea's laughing at her, and she smacks her. Like, twice. And even on commentary, he's like, she's not going to get it a third time, and sure enough, she goes for that third slap.
Yeah, just like, she's not going to hit her a third time. Told you.
Told you. Rhea grabs her arm, and then just, what does she do, kick her in the face or something? Oh, yeah, she kicks her. She kicks her down, picks her up, puts her in the riptide, 1, 2, 3. Like, the slap made the difference. She's like, okay, now I no longer want to wrestle you. I'm just going to end your match here tonight.
Yeah. Showtime's over.
And then she gets on the mic, and she says that she is the best, and she's ready to get her title back. Nobody can touch her. Technically speaking, her last match before this that we knew of, she lost by disqualification, but lost nonetheless. She did beat Piper Niven, but it's 50-50. Piper Niven beat her too.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had the best win-loss streak over the last several months since losing the title.
No.
This, I think, is a little early for her to get on the mic about anything, but that's not the payoff. The payoff, as you mentioned, was Jenny coming out.
Yeah. And
she brings with her Jazzy Gabbard. And Jenny says that Rhea is in the past, which is odd to say because Rhea's so young. Yeah. Like saying it to Tony Storm, super young. Like, no, they got nothing but their futures ahead of them right now. Mm-hmm. But she said Jenny is the future. And I'm like, if you're thinking about the past, like, Jenny's in the past too, technically, as far as the title's concerned. Shit. She sends Jazzy to the ring to do her dirty work, though. And she gets up on the apron and gets kicked right the fuck off.
Yep.
And Rhea's challenging her to get into the ring. Classic babyface move. This is why I say I think they're turning Rhea Ripley babyface here. And this might be on the heels of the babyface crowd reaction that she got coming into NXT.
Yep. So I'm all for that, because if she's going to be going against Baszler, there needs to be kind of like the clear-cut basis.
You need to have canon consistency here with wrestlers.
Yeah.
If they are turning into a babyface over on NXT, You follow that momentum to NXT UK, and they continue to become a baby.
It was one of those weird things they were faltering with, I think, with Gargano and Ciampa at that point.
Well, that was between NXT and main roster. There is no consistency there.
Oh, yeah,
they just do whatever the fuck they want on the main roster. Fuck you and your storylines down south. After this, we've got Trent Seven walking, I guess, into the arena from his car, I guess, because he's in the parking garage.
Yeah.
And Noam Dar comes out from nowhere with a bullhorn. It just reminds me of Dwight from The Office. Just comes out with a bullhorn and just starts taunting him.
Yeah.
And you know what? He fucking deserves it, man.
Yeah,
the shit he pulled last week at the
press conference, that was rude.
Yeah, so in this case, Noam Dar's not ruining his interview or press conference or whatever. He's just ruining his walk to the
annoying the shit out of him.
But Trent, now he's serious. Now he's like, "Oh, you're being a child, being childish."
Yeah.
And then he tells him to put the bullhorn down. And he approaches him, but then when he goes to leave, Noam Dar brings the bullhorn back up, and what did he say? R.I.P. BSS, British Strong Style.
Yep.
And that sets off Trent Seven, who gets ready to go after him, but they get broken up by a bunch of, I don't know, trainers that just happen to be
trainers, pretty much, yeah.
Why would they be? Just a bunch of them. Fucking bunch of them. You'd never think.
We're going to skip forward a little bit. We're getting that match next week.
Yeah, they're going to tell us this right before the main event, but yeah, we're going to get that match next week. And of course we were going to get that match.
Yeah. I think charisma alone, this could be a funny-ass match.
Sure. If Noam Dar could throw Trent Seven around like a sack of potatoes, but I don't think he can. You might be able to wrap him up in a leg lock like a sack of potatoes.
I think he'll trip them and do a whole rolling thing, But
we shall see. That is next week. Up next is Joseph Connors versus Kenny Williams, and that's up in the air, man. Joseph Connors is coming off of a single win that they are treating very big because he has been on sort of a losing streak. And Kenny Williams is coming off of a losing streak. And Kenny Williams could use the win, but Joseph Connors could use this to help build momentum, because even though Kenny Williams is on a losing streak, he is still a name.
Yeah.
He's not just a jobber coming in that nobody's heard of. He's had a lot of matches. So this was all right. I've got several notes here.
It was actually a very well executed match. I was pulling for Joseph Connors the entire time. He was wearing his lucky tights, i.e. the one he wore last time he actually won a match. And for him to actually pull off the victory was actually very, very rewarding in itself. And the way he actually got the victory before the Don't Look Down is what kind of sold me on it, because I had never seen that done in a match before, with him tugging on the rope.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was something neat.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I thought this was the best match on the show tonight. Like I said, Joseph Connors, I've had my ups and downs with him. I like him. I think he's a damn good wrestler. It's one of my favorites on NXT UK. But he was on a losing streak. The whole I'm gonna break all the new shiny toys. So then he got a win. Now he's got another win. What are we building him up for? Is he gonna continue to be trying to challenge all these new toys? Because we have another new guy, Oliver Carter, was there not too long ago, and then you have other people that are going to be coming soon.
Well, you're not building up Joseph Connors for Walter. So what are you building up Joseph Connors for? This was another point in the show that just made me think, just scream in my head, you need a mid-card, you need something else for these guys to go for that's not Walter. Because Walter needs to look dominant, but not at the expense of the entire roster.
I think within the next month they'll go ahead and announce something, probably right before Takeover War Games. They'll have like the finals or something.
God, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
That'll be the showcase match for War Games.
My notes here are a little bit of duplicates from before, but again, I love this sequence. Connor's doing the vertical face buster, so he goes for a vertical suplex, but drops him forward, comes down with them, face buster, gets up, and then runs into an inverted snapmare.
Yeah.
That just snaps the neck back. I think that's really cool looking. And to me, as far as neck pain goes, it rivals the shit that we saw The Fiend do live in Toronto.
With the neck crank?
With the neck breaker,
yeah.
Neck snapper. But anyway, I love that sequence. He gets a near fall. Williams hits a jawbreaker sling blade. So he's ditched the jawbreaker lariat. Everybody's doing it now that Dean Ambrose is gone. So now he's doing a sling blade off of it. He gets a near fall there. I thought that was cool. And he does his wheelbarrow facebuster finisher. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch it. Find a GIF somewhere and see what it looks like. But anyway, he got a near fall because he was way too close to the ropes, and Joseph Connors just reached out and grabbed him. And I'm glad he did, because if they were that close to the ropes by accident, he still should have grabbed them, because fuck, they're right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, he ends up like crawling to the apron and is like trying to pick himself up with the middle rope, and Travis Banks comes over and reaches Kenny Williams comes over to reach for him through the ropes, and then he lets go of the middle rope, and it's pulled way the fuck down, and he snaps it right into Kenny Williams' chest.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's the move you were talking about. Never seen that before. Follows that up, picks him up in that cradle. He just looks like he's holding a baby.
Yep.
And he screams out,
baby.
Don't look. And then hits the flatliner off the cradle, the don't look down. 1, 2, 3. Connors with another victory.
He starts headbutting the middle turnbuckle. I think it's like he was psyching himself up after the match, which I thought was kind of weird.
Well, there was a spot in the match where Kenny Williams, he dodged something and ends up planting Connors' head into the top turnbuckle and then holding it there and kicking it.
Yeah.
I didn't write a note about that. I was hoping I'd remember. Yeah, that was a cool spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, after this, we get a video recap from NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff of Cesaro and Ilya Dragunov. And this was basically to show the interview with Cesaro where he's putting over Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah. Yet again, stuff. What are we building towards for that? Unless Dragunov's going to be getting a shot at Walter.
Yeah, and Walter doesn't need to be beating the entire fucking roster.
No.
We need a mid-card. Oh, God. That's going to be the theme of this episode, is where is the European Championship?
Yeah.
Up next is a promo for Oliver Carter, who says he didn't have a successful outing in his debut last week. I'll wait for the car to go by. And next week is going to be different. He is going to have a match next week, and sure, why not? Let's watch him lose again.
Mm-hmm.
Who does he get to put over next week? Cool. And then we have an interview backstage with Kaylee Ray where they're asking about Tegan Nox and how she blatantly challenged her. And I love this response by Kaylee Ray. She said, "I am your champion, and I am 100%. Tegan Nox is just, what did she call her? Like a bum with 2 broken knees or something like that?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she said bum. She said something else, but still, she said she's got 2 broken knees. She's like, anytime, anywhere. And that's what I was saying last time. Maybe it was last week when she came out after Tegan Nox's debut match, and I was like, all she's got to do is get in the ring and kick her knee out from under her and pick a knee. They're both bum knees.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're getting that match in 2 weeks. 2 weeks time.
Chris, since it's non-title, do you see her picking up the victory on this, or do you possibly see Kaylee Ray getting disqualified, or maybe your favorite wrestler in the whole wide world, Toni Storm, makes her re-emergence and tries to drown Kaylee Ray in a puddle of her tears?
I see Toni Storm interfering in the match and causing disqualification. I don't see the relevance of beating Tegan Nox when she's coming back. But then you don't want to beat Kaylee Ray either after just winning the title. You don't want to beat her either. So I see Toni Storm coming out there and causing disqualification.
So you think the next challenger is going to be Toni Storm trying to get her title back?
Of course.
Yeah.
But there's not supposed to be mandatory. Fuck. Anyway, we are on to the main event.
That's WWE rules.
And
That's name brand. It ain't NXT.
so far it has been. Anyway, the main event. I sound way more hyped about it than it was. Yeah, we briefly talked about this at the beginning of the show. This was fucking boring.
It was like, you know how some people say it was a sleeper? This was the sleeper hold of matches.
Okay, so at one point, one of the announcers, probably Vic Joseph, maybe even Nigel, mentions Bobby Fischer, the chess player, and it reminded me of that movie, The Search for Bobby Fischer, and I was telling Jerry, I was like, man, I really like that movie. We started talking about chess during this match, and then I had to wake Jerry up. Like, he was over there fucking... I'm like, when is this match going to pick up? Surely by the 4th or 5th or 6th fall.
The only thing that picked up in that match was Vic Joseph's commentary, and that was it. That's the only
Something
thing.
had to save this.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it had to be Vic Joseph of all people.
Yeah.
Round 1, no falls. Round 2, no falls. And I actually have in my notes, this is boring as fuck. Round 3, Cassius Ohno gets a fall that ends the round early. He hits the rolling elbow. I guess he pushes Scala into the ropes or comes off something. He hits the rolling elbow, knocks Scala the fuck out, gets the pinfall. And I really think he should have not gone for the pinfall and waited to see if Scala was knocked out and just ended the shit there.
Yeah.
Just ended it there. I will take a 45-minute episode and save me the rest of this fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, round 4. Best part of the match was the end of the round when Ohno takes the last second to hit a wicked chop that just levels Sid Scala. Round 5, Scala doing a bunch of dodging of Ohno's offense. Finally, at one point, like, Ohno keeps dropping shit like an idiot. Drops a knee, misses. Drops an elbow, misses. Goes for a senton, and Scala gets the knees up. But he still can't get a fucking fall. And then round 6, Ohno hits a Finley driver, gets a near fall, and then Scala starts getting these roll-ups that aren't getting him anywhere. Finally gets, after a discus big boot by Ohno, somehow turns a backslide around, gets a backslide, holds him down for a 2 count at the very end of the round, and the 3 count gets cut off by the bell.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sid Scala doesn't get the fall.
One fall to 0.
1 fall to 0 at the end of the 6 rounds. Cassius Ohno wins, and okay. Well,
it's pretty much the same match we got last time, but divided 6 ways, and with 30.
And the fall happened halfway through for some fucking reason, and it continued.
With 30-second intervals where we had to sit and watch her spit on their bottles of water.
Yeah. They throw their bottles of water in the bucket and realize, oh yeah, the bucket's there for spit, but they've already swallowed the water, so he just spits on his bottle. That was the best part about the whole fucking match. Was watching him spit on his
Oh no,
bottle.
for me it's Cash Jones' t-shirt and try and explain it to you.
Oh.
The Jizza.
The Jizza. Yeah, okay.
The genius of wrestling.
So he comes out with this shirt it's like the NXT logo letters, but it's GN.
No, GZA.
GZA. Sorry,
Yeah.
GZA. I'm like, the fuck does GZA stand for? I thought it was an initialism.
It kind of is. The
But
Gizza.
it's an acronym because you say it, the Giza,
The Gizza.
for the genius, because he is the ring genius.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's a terrible shirt because you have to get the reference. And it's great for Jerry because he gets the reference. But for somebody like me, once it has to be explained to me, I'm like, I seriously don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But I thought his ring genius, much like it has for several matches that I didn't care about in previous weeks and months, I thought Cassius Ohno was going to save this match, and he did not.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to this. Any final thoughts about the main event before we rate it, Chris?
This is probably the worst main event they've done on NXT UK. Even worse than that episode 27 main event.
But
If you are going to do a main event with this, it takes that scalp out of the damn match and put something more competitive with him with Cassius Ohno. If you had somebody like, say, example, like a Cesaro, or you had somebody like an Eichner or
Jordan
Walter or Tyler
Devlin.
Bates or somebody
yeah, Jordan
that would have
Devlin.
been more
fucking Devlin.
competitive and
Jordan Devlin.
Yes.
or Jordan Devlin or anybody, it made it more competitive, made it more interesting, make it feel like it's more a real fight feel, because that's what a British rounds match is, makes it more like a real fight feel. It was just pretty much the whole Cassius Ohno beat the shit out of Sid Scallop show. That's pretty much all the hell it was. Nobody believed Sid Scallop could get a pin on Cassius Ohno, and when they finally do it, it's too late because the bell's rung. That was horrible storytelling. This match was shit. Don't ever do it again unless you're going to put two credible people in there, or even make it interesting. Put it for the UK title and make it very interesting. Make it with a credible challenger against Walter. Make it interesting. But this match was shit. Pure fucking shit.
I think the only good news that we could possibly get out of this, if it ends up being good news, is that yes, I think they now have to have another British rounds match, and it has to be something spectacular.
Yeah.
To make up for this pile of steaming garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Coming off the heels of like the first ever NXT live show, and showing off with that isn't really endearing at this point for anybody that's being exposed to NXT UK for the first time.
Off the top of my head, you put Jordan Devlin in the ring with either Mark Andrews or Tyler Bates.
I would actually probably say Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate versus Jordan Devlin in that kind of atmosphere would be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome. And there is a stipulation where it can be 5-minute rounds.
Yeah.
And I think you do it on a pay-per-view and you take a 30 fucking minute match. It'll be 32 minutes and a half by the end of it.
I'll take it up even more of a notch. I know they've already fought before, but Pete Dunne versus Jordan Devlin in that British rounds match. Because you have both the submission and you have the pinning and whatnot in there. So
split the difference, make it 4 minutes. I think if you had that kind of caliber of talent in this match, you want it to be longer than 3-minute rounds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So 4 or 5, easily.
That or they'll just make it that big a spot fest in between the rounds.
But there is no announcement for a future British rounds match, let alone one with people that would actually make it interesting.
But as of right now, I'm thinking, thank you.
So that brings us to the end of the main event, and here on the NXT party, we like to rate the main event using good old-fashioned NXT. So, Chris, as our special guest, out of 5 spots of NXT, how do you rate this main event?
I'm giving it a 1. And it's not the one I want to raise my hand up for what I think about this match, but it's 1. That match was worse than episode 27. Now, there's some the match that actually did it made it worse than episode 27.
Jerry?
Here's the thing.
To quote Jeff Meacham.
It was my first time seeing a British rounds match, and that's like a very, very poor excuse of one. Or at least not the best representation of one, I don't think. The only saving graces for me in this match was Cassius Ohno's shirt, which I kind of want now. I'm not even going to lie. And the fact that now I've actually seen what a British rounds match is, and I put other people in one. But as it stands right now, I am highly disappointed with this episode almost in general.
Well, no, okay, come on. Joseph Connors
versus Kenny Williams did not save this show. If anything, they kind of made it like
Rhea Ripley. We got to see Rhea Ripley dominate a hot chick and then kick Jazzy Gabbard off the apron.
Yeah, but that all got overshadowed by 20 minutes of crap. Like, basically, you even saw the energy get sucked out of the fans, like some sort of, like, Nosferatu.
I am going to... so what is your rating?
I'm still going to give it a 2.
A 2?
For the fact that, like, it was my first time seeing a match like that, and the fact that Ono won. I like the fact that Ono's still winning.
2 spots of NXT. I'm not even going to split the difference. I'm closer to where Chris is. This match was it was a pile of shit. It wasn't worth watching at all. I would have rather not spent 30 minutes watching this match and somebody just told me what happened. So hopefully we get a lot of views on this because maybe a lot of you feel the same way. Jesus, don't bother watching the match. Like, it's garbage. I'm going to say 1, but I'm going to call it 1 1/4 because I think this was a good show. Even the opening match with fucking Travis Banks was an okay match. But then we had Rhea Ripley, we had Joseph Connors win in a really good match. I mean, this match in itself is a 1, but the show to me gives it an extra 1/4 spot of NXT. So I'm going to give it 1 1/4. Still way lower than you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're smoking over there, giving it 2 spots. Jesus. Like, 2 spots is safe for something decent.
That's just me being, like, extremely generous.
Extremely generous.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of the NXT Party. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Chris. And if you would like to join us up on the big screen, you can. Leave down in the comments your email address. That's why we got Chris up here. Chris, now that you have social media, where can they find you if they want to add you?
You can find me on Twitter at Christopher Mace. You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Holiday Christopher Mace. I'm going to be slowly but surely working on content for the channel, so it's going to be a time and process to figure out what exactly I want to do on there. But in the meantime, you can support Colin Andrews and Chopping Block. He does great work on his show. You can support Cindy G. She's doing her wrestling blog videos on there. They're very interesting, very entertaining. You can watch James and Owens. They have great work on their shows as well. Support the simple man Noah Foster because 205 Live does matter. He does great work, reviews on 205 Live and our Ring of Honor and Impact and New Japan. He does great work on all that stuff. So.
Okay, well, I will give you the same advice that I gave Noah Foster. By the way, you can find him at Noah Foster 210. That's on YouTube. And Colin Andrew, who's at Colin Space Andrew on YouTube, who does the chopping block. Same advice I gave them. Don't sit around thinking about it. Just pick a topic, do a video, and post it.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a topic, do a video, and post it.
That's what we did, and guess what? Next week, 1 year.
1 year. So we have that to look forward to. You can find Cindy G at simply_OK or simply_C_OK. That's on YouTube. And you can find James Hebert at Weymouth Youth Wrestling. That's WEYMOUTH Youth Wrestling. That's his creator wrestler league. It's really cool. Great production values. It's really long. And if you like long, find Owen Finch at Wrestling Fortune 44 or the Owen... the Finchinator or something like that?
The Talkinator.
The Talkinator. Owen the Talkinator. That's his non-wrestling stuff. And then who else? Is that everybody?
That's alright now. Yeah.
I'd hate to leave anybody out.
Your brother Chris with AEW Nation.
Yes. He's got like maybe 15 million people on his page.
Let's see. Jeff Meacham. Find Jeff Meacham at nodq.com/Jeff, Jeff. He's the newest member of the NXT team. Can't believe it. It's awesome.
Well, he's not really new, but he just was largely inactive for a while.
He had never done a tea party.
Yeah.
Them's the rules. That's how you get in the group chat. Well, he was in the group chat anyway. I mean, when Jeff Meacham was in the group chat, you put him in the group chat.
Yeah.
But officially NXT team now. If you would like to be the next newest member of the NXT team, get on the big screen, help us review a future episode of NXT UK. Come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
at NoDQGerald, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR, exclamation point.
Nice.
Just join us there for wrestling discussions. Actually, more wrestling arguments than anything now. Good grief.
I like the memes. The memes come through my timeline, and sometimes I like them. Sometimes I share them. Sometimes they're hilarious. Actually, you can't share them, but anyway, they're hilarious sometimes.
Well, you can copy and share.
There you go.
You share external.
Yeah.
Share external's huge.
It's hard to do, but when it's worth it, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's how you find us on Facebook. Don't add us. We won't add you. You can find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan, where I've got like 53 followers.
And a grilled cheese sandwich picture.
No, it's just me and a profile. And
now
no
nobody's going to go look for grilled cheese that doesn't exist.
I don't want to promise them grilled cheese when I have zero content, but help me reach 100. Why not?
Maybe grilled cheese sandwich should.
If you like these videos, click the like button. If you like all of these videos, click the subscribe button that's down underneath Jerry. And if you are watching this on NoDQ, click that bell icon, because that'll let you know when we go live every week with What's NXT. That's our NXT review show. And if you're watching this on Aftermatch Wrestling, thank you. Help spread the word. Click that share button. Share us on Facebook, Twitter, on your grandma's Instagram. Wherever, man. Share us if you have friends that like to watch
bathroom
wrestling.
stalls.
Maybe they'll like to watch us bullshit about wrestling. And join us on Aftermatch. Subscribe. We are at like 114 subscribers. Well past our 100 goal. That's why we do NXT's review. What's NXT live now on NoDQ. But we want to go live with this show, with the NXT party, on Aftermatch. So help us do that. Help us get to 1,000. And subscribe and share, please. Yes. And there is going to be a drawing when we hit 1,000. If you share this and want to enter the drawing, just take a screen cap of you sharing it somewhere, anywhere. Facebook, Twitter, doesn't matter. Just take a screenshot and DM it to me, and I will put you in the lottery for the, it's a Clue board game. It's a 1984 edition, retro edition. And somehow I ordered two, and rather than sending it back, I'm just going to pay it forward, and I'm going to give it to you guys for free. Well, one of you guys, or gals, or whomever. Somebody's going to win it when we hit 1,000. It's not much, but I'll pay shipping and everything. So help us get to 1,000 so we can go live with the NXT party. I think that's all the plugs. So for the holiday, Chris Mace. For the gentleman, Jerry Slaughter. I am the Wizard of NoDQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for having a spot of NXT with us, and we will see you NXT time.
Support NoDQ.
Have a good one, y'all.